So I'm going to have a go at some crocus flowers. I'm on a bit of Saunders Waterford 5 by 7 inches. I'm going to show you the basic drawing and then I'll go through how to paint them. I've got my cotton palette, I've got a round number 10, a round number 6 and a number 2 rigger. So we're going to keep it nice and simple and just do a couple of flowers. So I'm going to start by getting a front petal in and a stem. The next petal is going to come just behind that front petal, but you're going to see further. Then this petal is going to curve round, a little bit of a loop there and come down like that. Then we've got a background petal that's going to come here and down, and then we've got one right at the back here. Then we have the little stamen in the centre just there. I'm going to pop another one here. So I'm going to start again with that front petal. Then petal at the side. And I've got a petal this side. And I've got one that loops over a bit. Background petal. And then one this side. And then a few bits for the stamens in the centre. A few leaves. So we're going to keep it nice and simple. Simple drawing. Okay, so I'm going to give us a little bit of a background to start with. We can come over the leaves, but I want you to avoid the stems and avoid the petals. So we're going to take a little bit of water. I'm using my round number 10. Come all the way over. I'm going to start with some cerulean blue. Always a nice background colour, perfect for flat spring flowers. It's not too offensive, it doesn't stain the paper too much, so if you need to lift it off, it works. I'm dipping my brush into water. You can mix up some if you want to mix up some, because it's so small I can get away with doing this. I'm basically going to cover everywhere that's wet, and it gives me a chance to check that I'm getting into all those little nitty-gritty bits around the petals. I'm going to do one of these purple and one white, so you're going to see how to create a purple flower and how to create a white flower. Now I haven't got, you can see that it's come to the edge and I haven't got all the water that I need to into here, but that's fine because I'm moving fairly quickly, and as long as that edge doesn't dry, I can bring this in nice and neat and bring that in there. I give my brush a bit of a rinse, and then I'm going to come into some sap green, perfect spring colour for greenery. We're going to pop some of that in. So nice strokes as if you've got leaves growing upwards. I'll have a few towards the back as well. And then I'm going to swap down to my number 6. I'm going to pick up some ultramarine blue, sorry, not cerulean, ultramarine blue and sap green to make a darker green, and bring a little bit of that in, just towards the bottom. That little bit of darker colour always helps to ground everything. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. I'm going to mix up a nice purple. So I'm going to use Permanent Rose and Ultramarine Blue. If you've got Cobalt Blue and Permanent Rose, that works really nicely. You could use something like Purple Lake with a bit of extra blue in. There's lots of different options. Rose is a really nice pink to have in it because it's quite a true colour, and it makes very nice vibrant pinks and purples. Okay, so if I'm going to take a little bit of water on, I'm going to do one petal at a time. We're going to run some of this purple through. I can't do that petal or that petal because it's next to that one and I want that one to dry, so I'm going to come to this one just here. I'm going to run this down the stem because the stem is purple as well. Pop this purple on. And let that run down. Now these are a little bit wet. I'm going to add a little bit more colour. But they're just a little bit wet, so I'm waiting for the sheen to go. So when you get to this stage, you can add little bits of the rose in. So I'm following the direction of the petal. You can add little bits of blue in. So I'll pick up some of the ultramarine blue. And they'll all blend together really nicely. You can dab your brush off and blend it through if you think it looks too prominent. But it's a really nice way to add different tone. And then just at the end of this stem, I'm just going to add a little bit of green, just as that's changing into green. Okay, with the same purple, because white flowers work wonderfully with watery purple, I'm going to take a little bit of clean water. I'll do that one and that one on here. I'm going to come round the stamen in the centre. I'm going to add a little bit of purple, but we're going to keep it very, very light. So there's very little on the brush. You can use grey, but I prefer a purple. I think it makes a much nicer, warmer white for the shadow. You can see there's very little on there. Okay, I'm going to have to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. So that's giving us a defined edge. And it now means I can go into several more petals. So a little bit of water. Some very light watery purple just going in. Avoiding the stamen, just to give us that really nice edge. You can see that's defining the white, giving the shadow. Come round the stamen here, still using my round number 6. I am very quick at this. I can do a little bit of a petal production line. So if you are doing this new, I would suggest doing one petal at a time and not trying to do as many as I am doing, because they will dry. When you speed up and you get used to the process, then you can do more than one petal. But you want them to stay wet enough that you've got time to move this colour around. So again, I can come into bits of the rose, bits of the blue, just to give it different tones in places. Make sure my edges are quite neat. You follow the curve of the petal, so you can see how I'm following that curve of the petal. Makes all the difference drawing with the brush. That's working really nicely. Okay, you're just rinsing my brush out. With this petal, I'm going to leave quite a lot of white. Bring a little bit of a purple stem. So that looks quite harsh, but if I just take a damp brush through it, basically I want that white edge to still stay there. And that's just going to give it enough definition. Okay, I'll dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. I'm going to come back into the purple now, and very lightly, you can either use your rigger for this or use your number 6. I'm quite practiced with my number 6, so I can get away with using it, but I'm just taking a little bit of that purple mix, varying the pressure as I run down, following the curve of each petal, and popping in a little bit of definition. So it's just giving a little bit of shadow, a little bit of veinage on each of these petals, and I can take a little bit down the stem. It just gives it extra dimension. Take a little bit of shadow just along here. Then if I dip my brush into some water and do the same, so I've got a very, very watery solution, I can come through and do the same with the white. I've got that folded over edge here, so I've not even actually touched that edge. That can just stay white, but by defining with an extra bit of shadow, it's helping it stand out. So the trick is to make this nice and watery, and it should work really nicely. So I've got a white and a purple flower. Take a little bit of shadow down this stem as well. If it looks a bit dark, just damp brush and soften it in a little bit. Okay, so that sap green with a little bit of ultramarine blue, and I can just bring in a few leaves. So this is just helping ground it. If you struggle to paint to a point upwards, then twizzle upside down, because it'll be much easier to paint to a point. And you just want a variety of little leaves just at this bottom section. Some of them might even go behind the flower, so you might not even see that point. So I'm now looking for balance. I'm going to bring a little bit through here. I'm trying to break up a pattern. That was too patterned for me in that centre. So by taking one through, I've broken up a pattern. Take one through there as well. Okay, so now I need something yellow, nice and bold. So I'm going to go cadmium yellow, pop in the stamens in the centre so these can go straight on to dry because we need them to be nice and bold. You can swap down to your rigger if you want a more delicate stroke. Again, I'm quite practiced with my number 6. It's got a good point, so it does the job it needs to. If I just dip into a tiny bit of cadmium red, I haven't actually taken the yellow off the brush. I can just take in a little bit just as some shadow. Okay, I'll dry that one off. And there we have some super simple crocus flowers for you to have a go at. I'll pop my playlist to spring florals. There's lots of beginner ones in there. You can have a go at some of those.